Show reel. If you're going to get your message across, or if you're going to get your message across, you've got to be a showman. And even though your message might be to try and save children in Rwanda or whatever, it requires showmanship. So a film like my recent film, Miscreants, it's showing horrific stuff. It's showing what the Taliban, they're destroying art, they're abusing women, they're cutting people's heads off. But people laugh all the way through the movie. It's got to be amusing. And that's kind of like my movies come out of this tradition. Michel Moore is a big showman. I can imagine him in a circus with the top hat on and, you know, the bass drum and the clowns. And yet he gets very powerful messages across. I come out of that generation of super documentary makers. And yeah, it's important. You know, it is show business. Even though what you're trying to do is really serious. So recently I had a film, Miscreants, in IDFA, which is the Amsterdam Film Festival for documentaries. And most of the documentaries in that film, most people would find really, really boring, particularly my kids, particularly anyone young. And yet the cinemas were full when mine was on and people were laughing, and yet they went away feeling profoundly moved and disturbed and informed. So that's what I mean by the show reel. And for me, my whole life is show business. This is show business, doing your interview. I mean, how many fucking interviews have you done like this? This is different, isn't it? It's not like the normal run of interviews. The reason why it's different, the reason why I'm using strange language, I'm singing, etc., is because people would find it as boring as shit. But you got to try and create something. Even if you're doing an interview in Bern, you got to try and make it show business. So I'm the show reel. This is it. I mean, artists like Andy Warhol realised that. He went around with his wig on. Very serious artist, but he realised that it's also show business.